next is dewatering by electroosmosis. So when an external electromotive force is applied across a solid liquid interface, the movable diffuse double layer is displaced tangentially with respect to the fixed layer. Okay, so this is electroosmosis. So what do you mean by diffused layer? Actually, diffused layer is a layer of water around the soil particle, and this diffused layer occurs in the case of fine grained soils such as clay and silt. Okay, that is the water get adsorbed on the surface of the soil particle. Okay, so here by means of gravity as well as by means of vacuum dewatering system, it is not possible to remove this adsorbed water on the surface of the soil grain. Okay, so by means of electroosmosis we can remove this diffused double layer, okay, from the soil grain. Thus we can remove this adsorbed water. Okay, so this is electroosmosis. As the surface of fine-grained soil particles cause a net negative charge, positive ions in sodium are attracted. Positive ions, in solution are attracted towards the soil particles and concentrate near the surface. Upon the application of electromotive force between the two electrodes in a soil medium, the positive ions adjacent to the soil particles and the water molecules attached to the ions are attracted to the cathode and are repelled by the anode. Okay, so actually, so this electroosmosis is suitable for fine-grained soils such as clay and silt. Okay, and the surface of the clay has actually negative charge. Since it has a negative charge, positive ions get attracted towards the soil particles. Okay, and these positive ions known as cations get attracted towards the soil particles and concentrated near their surface. So when we apply an electromotive force between two electrons, so in this method electrodes are inserted into the soil. Okay, and so when an electromotive force is applied between two electrodes, so what happens? These positive ions which is attracted to the soil particles and the water molecules attached to the ions are attracted to the cathode and are repelled by the anode. Okay, so this process is shown here. So this is an anion. Okay, actually two electrodes, that is anode and cathode, is placed in the soil, so at a distance of E. Okay, so here this is a cation, so this is an anion. So this is the permanent hydration shell. So actually this is an anion, that is this is negative charge. This is a soil particle. Okay, and this soil particle contains what? Water molecules on the surface. Since the soil particle has negative charge, the water molecules get attracted on its surface or get adsorbed on the surface. Okay, and so this is a cation, that is positive charge. Okay, and this positive charge also contains water molecules in it, so it get attracted towards the anion. Okay, so water molecules dragged along by migrating ion. So നോക്കിക്കോളൂ. So mechanism. So this figure explains the mechanism of electroosmosis. The free water in the interior of the void spaces is carried along the cathode by viscous flow. So the free water, so actually, in the soil grains, some of the amount of water get adsorbed, like in the case of clay, some amount of water get adsorbed on the clay grain surface itself, and that can be removed. Okay, at the same time, so in between the soil particles also, in the voids also, there may be some water. Okay, and that water can also be carried along the cathode with the help of viscous flow. By making the cathode a well, water can be collected in the well and then pumped out. Okay, I hope you all understand. So in this method, in electroosmosis, actually this method is intended to remove the adsorbed water on the surface of clay particle, and at the same time we can also remove the water molecules in between the soil grains, that is in the voids also. So here two electrodes are inserted into the soil. So one is cathode and one is anode. Okay, and this clay particle has negative charge, so that the positive cations get attracted towards the soil, okay, and it get moved towards the cathode. At the same time, the water molecules in the voids also get attracted to the cathode by means of viscous flow. So by making a cathode, the region in which the cathode is inserted into the soil, when we convert it into a well, so that we can easily collect that water in the well, okay, then it can be carried out and pumped out, okay. The hydraulic coefficient of permeability and the rate of hydraulic flow depends upon the size of voids in the soil and consequently on the grain size, whereas the coefficient of electroosmotic permeability and the rate of electroosmotic flow are at most independent of the grain size. Actually, this method, that is the rate of electroosmosis and the efficiency of removing water, it depends upon the size of the voids, okay, size of the voids and coefficient of permeability of the soil, and it is independent of the grain size of the soil. For most soil, it lies within the range of 0.4 to 0.6 into 10 raised to 4 centimeter per second. The potential gradient or potential drop between the anode and cathode should not exceed 0.5 volts per centimeter in order to prevent considerable loss of energy due to heating of the ground. So when this process occurs, there may be heating of the ground. Since we are applying an electromotive forces between the cathode and anode, this anions are attracted towards the cathode, right? So as we apply this electromotive force, there may be chances of the ground to get heated up. So the potential gradient may occur, and that is the potential drop may occur, and should not exceed 0.5 volts per centimeter. Okay.